Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And he's playing at a very high level here in this early part of the season. In fact, he leads the NFL in yards. Now, that's not always an indicator of success, but in his case, it is.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's third down.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he will have a Ravens first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2. The Ravens at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. They got off to the tough 0-2 start, but come off a very important first win of the season last time out.
And it's tough when you find yourself at an early season crossroads, but that's exactly where they were. At 0-2, they were thinking if we fall to 0-3, things can spin out of control. But now at 1-2, they shouldn't feel the need to press out there. They're now back in a good spot, find a way to win some games, and keep moving forward.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. To the right side, into the hands of Flowers. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Here is 3rd down and 4. Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Henry. And lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Play action. Now Jackson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sack back at the 38. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll try the right side with Henry. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
That's complete. It's Travis Kelce.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
That one good for 12 yards in a Kansas City first. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on 1st down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
On 1st down, they go back to Pacheco.
And down inside the 35, he goes to the 42-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And they'll fight through one tackle. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 25-yard line.
Here's Pacheco once again.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. Butker's kick here is good. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Coming back out to take the field, Mark Andrews and company. There's a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
It kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups, right? He's the guy out front because the backups, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but we're going to the headliner each and every time. And that's not easily done because, you know, all the defenses are kicking towards him right now. That means he's fighting his way through traffic, finding ways to get open, even when he's not supposed to be.
Play action. It's Jackson. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
And the end result of that play, you're almost not sure what you really want, because when he gets outside of the pocket, you actually hold your breath because you think he's going to run for big yardage. But when he chose to pull it down and throw it, and a play was made to knock it away, that's a one you expected when the play began.
2nd and 10. They go play action with Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. So as they talk it over, we step aside. On 3rd down, Henry. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 4th down coming up. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
First down, Ravens.
Inside handoff, Henry. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Oh, boy, Derrick Henry shaken up after that last play and in some discomfort down there. They run over center with Mitchell. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 4.
We changed it. No, we changed it.
They go play action now. Jackson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A first catch for the man leading the NFL in receiving yards in this first month. And a 1st down to boot. Here's Jackson to throw. A short one there, caught by Likely. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because He really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
Now it's Jackson. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Quit, ready? Ready! What? Ready!
They'll try and run for it with Henry. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Mitchell going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Throwing is Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he fires one, but incomplete. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. They're not going to kick it. A chip shot, but they're going for it down 3 on 4th down. To throw is Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down pass from the 5 falls incomplete, and the ball's going to be going back to the Chiefs. Now Mahomes. This goes to the former Raven, Marquise Brown. And he takes it all the way down to the 44-yard line. A big play there for KC. 51 yards. So forget about being backed up. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way across midfield. Now Patrick going to change the play. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
This is 2nd and 8. To throw, it's Mahomes. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
180! Finish up! Sit up!
After the interception, here's Jackson. He's got it. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
A promising sign there from an offense that hasn't done a whole lot to this point. Nice job to locate the open receiver, and it's good yardage and a 1st down to open the drive.
Jackson. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. They'll try to run with Mitchell. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line.
Turnover on downs.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Now he's going to step up and run. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a 1st down himself.
Now here's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. And that's going to be a Chiefs 1st down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. He's going to float this one deep right side. Wow, and that is incomplete. So halftime straight ahead. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Mahomes going to throw. And that's going to be incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Here's Mahomes to throw. Out route, and it's complete to Brown. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. A yard, all they need, but it's 3rd down. They'll try for the first with Pacheco. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the 1st down.
Mahomes quickly complete out wide. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Mahomes now to throw. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the 2nd half.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Now Brown, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Now it's Jackson. Here's Mitchell with a catch out of the backfield. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive.
It's 4th down.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
It only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had 1st-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safety. They're better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And they'll get this down to the 10. 59 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive in the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal.
15. Let's go, Lou Lady.
He'll look to throw. Eventually taken down field. Finally hauled down for the first time. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
First down, a bit of a disaster. 2nd and goal, back even further. They'll drop to throw. They'll check this one down to Pacheco. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now what we have here, a 3rd and goal.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. And a big hit there. That was a man coming with bad intentions. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
A 21-yard attempt.
Butker's kick here is good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Jackson now. And that's dropped underneath to Mitchell. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 43. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Now Jackson taps his forward jet sweep. Oh, that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, then maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Here's Jackson to throw. A short one there, caught by Likely. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down.